Israeli first responder organization United Hatzalah has been at the forefront of saving lives in Israel, in particular in times of tragedy. While Jewish communities around the world face an alarming increase in anti-Semitic threats, United Hatzalah is working to assist not only those in Israel, but communities abroad too, with an innovative online emergency preparedness course that will establish an international task force. You can learn more about the program at the QR code on the screen now, but here to share with us more about this task force is United Hatzalah's Dov Meisel. Dov, thank you so much for joining us today. Just to kick things off, tell me more about this international task force and the motivations behind creating it.
So looking at what happened on October 7th and the days that followed, we were dealing with this terrible catastrophe here in Israel, and at the same time we saw the uprising around the world of demonstrations, of threats, and whether it's students on campuses or in other places. You see that threat, and we're thinking it's not only about us here. Everybody is feeling what's going on here in Gaza. And we said, what can we do from here? And the idea was really to create like an online program that anyone can get on for free, obviously, and learn basic skills of what to do if there's an attacker, what do you do if there's an active shooter, and if, God forbid, there's someone who is injured, what do you do? How do you stop the bleed? What are the things that you can do on the spot and save someone's life if something happens?
Mm-hmm. Now, we know that Jewish communities are facing an uptick in anti-Semitism. How does this course specifically prepare them for such threats?
So we're talking about the Jewish communities because we can see the Jewish students on the campuses and in the Jewish community areas being affected by the demonstrations, but essentially anyone who's affected by violence because of what's going on, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish or not, can use this course, just like here in Israel and United Hatzalah. It's Jews and Arabs, everybody together in one mission that's saving lives, and that's our mission. And the same goes going abroad now, helping this. The attack can happen anywhere. It can happen in a synagogue. It can happen in a community center. It can happen on the street. What do you do at that moment? We saw that demonstrator in LA, I think it was, that was struck by a demonstrator. What do you do at that moment? Anyone can possibly save that person's life.
Absolutely. So what does this course entail? What skills specifically are they learning in the course?
So the most basic tools of what do you do when there's an attacker, an active shooter, run, hide, fight. How do you lock yourself in the room? Just like we had the terrible stories here in Kfar Aza and in Be'eri of people locking themselves in the safe room, in the mamad. So also there, what you can do in your own immediate area. And if somebody's bleeding, someone was either shot or stabbed or hit or whatever, how to stop the bleed, how to improvise a tourniquet. What are the first basic steps you could do until emergency services show up?
So practical skills for saving lives.
Absolutely.
Basically.
That anyone can learn, get online, register, an hour and a half online, you're done. And you can now do something. You won't stand there helpless.
Well, United Hatzalah has done a lot of work in Jewish communities and Arab-Israeli communities as well here on the ground in Israel. How does this task force fit into the overall mission of United Hatzalah?
So just like here in Israel, United Hatzalah, why do we call it United Hatzalah? Hatzalah is the Hebrew word for rescue. What are we uniting? Cross-section of Israeli society. Jews, Arabs, Muslims, Christians, men, women, everyone from the community. And as volunteers are Arabs and Jews, also the recipients are Arabs and Jews, and that goes abroad as well. It can, just imagine, somebody's attacking a community center. I'm sure there are non-Jewish people there as well. You can treat them. Other people can be affected, and we can be the ones who can make the difference and save their lives.
Mm-hmm. I think once again we're seeing how the importance of saving lives, the Jewish value of saving lives, is in fact helping all of the communities that Israel interacts with.
It said God created man in its image. It didn't say he created the Jew or the Arab. When we say light to the nations, it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we have. And I think this is a great opportunity to help our fellow Jewish communities around the world, but not only, anyone. Saving life is the most sacred thing in the world, and that's what United Hatzalah does.
Absolutely. Well, we are out of time, but thank you so much for joining us and for this important program. I encourage you all to sign up for this international task force.